Good evening, brothers, sisters, and gender norm resistors. It's time to get back into the Kit's Bizarre Keys and find out exactly how screwed we really are. With me, your host, Ollamh. Welcome. So yeah, we've done a lot of runs. We've done a lot of runs. We've done a lot of various different stuff. We've made a lot of tough choices, but one thing we haven't done is we haven't really gone into into things and seen what kind of disaster we are in. We have not watched much of the videos from Green Winters. I think they're all unlocked at this point. We just haven't viewed any of them, which is, we should probably check them out and see what's what. Mostly so that we know what kind of a hellhole we're really walking into here. So yeah, with that said, let me get the game up and running here, and we will get into it and find out just how bad things really are for us. All right, there we go. So yeah, the A.G. Kimmy building. That's where we were sent to get this. We were sent to get this Mark 6, which was actually basically a big ass troll that had so much cyberware put in him that it should have turned him into a cyber zombie. He should have been just this horrendous wreck of a thing. But they had an inhibitor chip that kind of disconnected his brains, basically turning him into this big hulking drone, which, not a great thing. So yeah, we need to talk to Amsel. We've got the Gesundbaren keys. We've got, notify Amsel of our meeting with Frau Mueller. We need to come in here and say, hey, Dante, pet the puppy. So we can watch the DVDs. We can see the second. So track 1 is from November 11th, 2054. All right, as I said in my last recording, I've been having trouble finding hard facts on the Frauschwing. So I thought I'd open things up a bit. Let's see what the rumor mill has to say. Screen jumps to and Winters reappears in a different location. He is now clutching a mug of soy calf in both hands and there are bags under his eyes. Well, that was enlightening. Assuming that any of it was true, that is. So, for the past 5 hours, I've been poking around some of the crazier fringe theories relating the dragons and the SOX. As a reminder, the SOX is an irradiated wasteland between France and Germany. It got zoned off back in '08 after the Cattenom GAU reactor meltdown. Anyway, there are all kinds of rumors floating around about the place. I've heard stories about a walled-off city in there that operates on a survival-of-the-fittest, kill-or-be-killed basis. Sort of like a nightmare version of Berlin. All of the anarchy, but none of the stability of the S-state provinces that the F-state provides. The radiation poisoning, cancer, and mana pollution are just the icing on the cake. So, when Adrian helped the Luftwaffe shoot Frauschwing down, she crashed into the SOX. That much is well known. What isn't well known are all of the modern day myths that have arisen about her since, and tonight I've heard an earful. I chatted up a girl who claimed to be a ghost rat. That's a smuggler that operates in the SOX. She told me about the dragon called the Disciple of the Cleaning Fire. Apparently, these cultists worship some sort of radioactive ghost dragon. Could be Fire Schwing, or it could be nothing. But it's worth digging into all the same. Another thing my little ghost rat told me, the popular rumor of the SOX is that the Fire Schwing's astral form was, I guess you'd say, mutated by all of that background radiation. Oh, fun! That sounds fantastic! I want an irradiated astral form of a dragon. Some of the glow punks out there say that she's shed her body like an old coat. Others say she's trapped, doomed to languish an intangible radioactive ghost. I don't know how much credence I give any of this. After all, I don't have any proof that Ghost Rat is even a ghost rat. She might be, but then she could also be run-of-the-mill glowpunk. Maybe she's just yanking my chain, and she's never been to the SOX at all. Who knows? Well, that's food for thought anyway. I don't know whether the thought of some radioactive ghost dragon thing is any scarier than the genuine dragon is. But it's interesting all the same. Now, the big question is, will any of this get me any closer to finding Adrian? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say no, but you never can tell. 11:12, so the next day. Alright, let's continue thinking outside the box. After the Dragonfall, the great dragon Kaltenstein came flying into the SOX to rescue Firewing, but he was driven off, some say killed, by Lofweir and Nebelhair. So, what if there's another dragon involved in all of this? Winters grabs a thick leather-bound tome from a shelf behind him, licks his finger, and begins to leaf through it. Alright, so let's run down the list of major dragons that could be helping her. First, there's the Golden Worm, Lefweir, the CEO of Sederkrop, and quite possibly the single most dangerous being on Earth. Lofweir's a local boy, so he'd be in a position to help Firesphere. He certainly has the financial capability to help her. He could send a small army into the SOX if he wanted to. So he's definitely got the means, but I can't see how he'd have the motive. He actively prevented Firewing's rescue back in 2012, after all. Same thing is true of Nebelhair. So let's scratch both of them off the list. We've got Aiden, the great Serosh. He's operating out of Turkey. By all accounts, he's not a fan of Lofweir. They're actively competing for territory in the Middle East. So I suppose that could be considered motive. Reviving Firewing could cause problems for the Golden Worm. But would he risk war with Sederkrop by straying into Lofweir's territory? Again, I don't think it's likely. Turns another page, and there's Caladir out in Wales. He's pretty heavily involved in Transcend Neuronet. So he's got the money, but he's too busy dealing with the BTL killer scandal that Transcend is going through out in London to get his claws dirty in the SOX. Duncan Kaz out of the UCAS. Now, this is a waste of time. The more I think about it, the more convinced I am. The Firewing is acting alone. Dragons don't cooperate unless they absolutely have to. After all, why bother making nice with your equals when you've got an entire planet full of pawns at your disposal? They don't need to work together. They have us to exploit. While the track does load, it's clearly corrupted. The screen fills with meaningless stream of text. This file's partially garbled. You can recognize a few words here and there, but they're interspersed amidst a solid block of corrupted text. Vauclair and still my big still searching for Firewing. Swear to Ashley, I will find you. If it's the last thing, I'll still find you. Wait, so is he saying Vauclair is still my big brother? Wait, is he saying Vauclair is Adrian? Did the radiation in the SOX actually cause did that actually cause Okay, that's weird. Oh well, whatever. So well, no, what the hell now? God damn it. Alright, hang on. Game decided to stop on me. That's annoying as hell. Of course, I just saw another friend kind of like log into a game and then log into a game a second time. So I'm wondering if Steam isn't having some problems. But yeah. So I'm wondering if Vauclair, the orc, if Adrian didn't wind up being goblinized, quote-unquote goblinized, because of, and then irradiated in the SOX, and that's what became of Adrian. Wait, no. We've watched the first one. We were on to the second one. We've watched through this. Watch that. That one's garbled mess. This was the one we're on. Let's see here. I swear to... I will find you the... Don't know what... Alright, track 5. Screen fills with meaningless assortment of ASCII 2... characters. I'm sure those probably have some kind of meaning. Track 6. Chimes that you heard on the Dragonfall DVD plays again. A crackle of static errors. A few moments later, the disc goes live. Hear me? It's me. I can't sleep. So Adrian Vauclair. Well, wait, no, no, that wasn't the name of the orc, was it? No. I don't know where you are, out having fun, no doubt. Maybe flirting with one of those unattainable beauties that you're always chasing. He tries to smile, but quickly disappears. Takes a drag off of his cigarette. That's good. I want you to live a pleasant, normal life. After all, one of us should. I can still smell the smoke, Hermie. It's almost a year later, and I can still taste the stench of burning corpses. When I sleep, I hear the sirens and the screams. There's no sound in this world as horrible as a burn victim's screams. The doctors would call it PTSD, I'm sure. They'd have me in therapy, maybe dose me up in SSRIs, like they do with our veteran soldiers. Quite a story for the tabloids. The great dragon slayer, Adrian Vauclair, mentally incapable of wrestling with his own demons. No therapy for me, and certainly no medication. I have a reputation to live up to, however poorly deserved it is, and however little I want it. The dragon is still alive, Hermie, of that I am sure. One day I will find her, and then, perhaps, I'll be able to sleep through the night. Okay, so he is Adrian is pretty sure that he that Firesving is still alive. Alright, track 1, 8/5/2042. I was thinking about Adrian today. Not as he was when he disappeared, not as the fabled dragon slayer, or the big-time CEO of Dial Defense. I was thinking about him when we were kids. Well, I was more of a kid than he was, of course. He's 15 years older than me, in a way. He was more like a parent than a brother. Wow, 15-year difference. That is a massive amount of difference. So I was thinking about this time when we were on holiday. Our parents took us to this island of Poel to enjoy the beach. I must have been about 5 years old. Adrian was 20. It'd be his last family vacation with us. A year later, he'd begin his meteoric rise to fame and fortune. But on this trip, he was my brother. And when I fell out of the little paddle boat that our parents rented and started sinking fast into the Baltic, he was the one who dove in to rescue me. You saved my life that day, Adrian. I love you forever for that. And I will find you. I owe you that much. And 6/6/2049 found an old news article that mentions Adrian from way back in 2036. It was printed in a financial magazine called Das Phrasenwissen, one of those chic print-based mags that they produced for the retro crowd. There aren't any clues in here, but it's good to see someone else acknowledging its existence. He clicks the off-screen button, and the image of Winters disappears, replaced by a digital scan of the magazine page. SK stock suffers post-buyout brain drain, November 2039. In the aftermath of the Dragon Lofweir's hostile takeover of the Saldor Group, SKI. A continuing brain drain of high-level executives is causing ongoing worry among the company's shareholders. The company's stock took a major hit when Lofweir deposed the former CEO, Wilhelmina Graf Benoit, last August. 3 months later, long-held power positions within SKI Empire continued to empty as the Dragon consolidated his power base. The most recent casualties to Lofweir's takeover include Alexandria Kobayashi, former COO, Werner Harding. Okay. Harding stepped into the role to replace Dr. Adrian Vauclair, who disappeared under mysterious circumstances 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's what they had to say about Adrian a mere 2 years after his disappearance. My brother, the footnote. Yeah, seems you're a little bitter there, pal. While the track does load, it's corrupted. It fills the screen with a meaningless stream of text. The screen fills with meaningless streams of text. You could just skip that, you know. A rattling sound. A few seconds later. Dr. Vauclair, it is my sad duty to inform you that by unanimous vote of the your position as CEO of Dial Defense will be terminated at the end of this calendar month. Your continued misallocation of company funds to pursue personal agenda cannot and will not be tolerated any longer. The supervisory board is not unsympathetic to your mental state. The trauma that you endured during your pursuit of the Dragon Firesphinx must have been enormous. But your continuing obsession with the dragon, the dead dragon, I might add, has proven a negative influence on this company and an unjustified drain on company resources. The board wishes you all the best in your future endeavors. We have prepared a generous severance package to assist you in this time of transition. If there is anything more we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to ask. Werner Harding. Alright, 4 more tracks. Timestamp is 4/28/2050. He's looking a little bit more ragged than usual. This is it, the interview. Took some digging to find it, but here he is, my big brother, back in his prime. Thank you for joining us. We are coming to you live from the ruins of Schagerhausen, the 5th Harz mountain town to be sacked by the Dragon Firesphinx. Standing by my side, the head of Dale Defense, Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Dr. Vauclair has been hailed as a leader in the effort to bring down Firesphinx and end her reign of terror. Dr. Vauclair, tell us about your efforts to bring down the dragon. Killing the monster has proven difficult, to say the least. Her speed and maneuverability in the air are extraordinary. Her scales repel small firearms, and her breath can melt steel. Our R&D teams have been working around the clock to devise a weapon capable of downing the beast. In the interim, we are providing material support for the Luftwaffe's attempts to shoot her down via conventional means. Herr Vauclair, why are you directing Dahl Defense's energies into killing of Firesphinx? Are there corporate interests at play in this? Corporate interests? No. This is a matter of human interest. My gods, man, do you know what kind of career suicide this is, to look after human beings rather than your corporate interests? We don't even do that in the real world. Innocent lives are being extinguished at an appalling rate. And I'm in position to help put an end to the slaughter. So I must. It really is that simple. Dr. Vauclair, you must understand my skepticism. Our viewers aren't looking for a PR statement. They come to us for the truth. I'm afraid that I don't have time to go back and forth on this. Your viewers can think whatever they wish. My concern is helping the people affected by this tragedy. In that case, Dr. Vauclair, I thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. You're very welcome. To the viewers at home, stay safe and watch the skies. Salvation is coming, I promise. Again, that was Dr. Adrian Vauclair, CEO of Dial Defense. Dr. Vauclair is the chief architect of the military's current plan to bring down the Dragon Firesphinx. Stay tuned for more late-breaking news on the battle for the Harz Mountain. We'll be right back. 11/17/2054. Holy shit. I just stumbled onto some of Adrian's old lab notes. I'm not going to say how I came across these. Someone might get hurt if the wrong people watch this. But I've checked them against some of Adrian's old handwriting samples, and they're legitimate. Holy shit, this is big. Alright, okay. Back up. Slow down. Breathe. Okay, so these notes, they're pretty much confirm something I've always suspected. The Luftwaffe didn't shoot down Firesphinx. I mean, they tried. They pumped thousands of rounds into the air around her, and they lobbed rockets at her for months. Lost a lot of attack helicopters and fighter craft in the process. But none of those things were responsible for taking her down. The Dragonfall was caused by an experimental warhead, one that Adrian and his Dial Defense think tank designed. I don't understand the science of it, not even a little bit. But from what I can piece together, it looks like they designed some sort of chemical radiological agent that acts as a metagene. I don't think that they fully understood what they were doing. It was 2012 after all. I mean, the process worked, but I don't know if they understood why it worked. Anyway, when a warhead full of this stuff comes into contact with a dual-natured creature, like a dragon, say, it drives a wedge between the creature's physical and astral forms. The body gets put into a sort of hibernative state, and the spirit is forced out. It also looks like this process can maintain that state of separation indefinitely. And that's a pretty horrifying thought, yes, and actually leads credence to the idea that Firesphinx's radiated astral form is haunting the SOX. So all of that bullshit that you were talking about actually is legit. A discorporated body's supposed to die in a few hours. I've heard horror stories about ghost-walking mages getting trapped in astral space, unable to rejoin with their meat. I heard they went crazy from the pain. If what I'm reading is accurate, it's entirely possible that Firesphinx has been trapped outside of her body for over 40 years. This is why Adrian was so cagey about the subject of Firesphinx after the Dragonfall. He knew for a fact that she was alive, even if only technically. Her body crashed down in the SOX, sure, but she wasn't dead. The government wouldn't let Adrian tell the public any of this, of course. It'd interfere with the lie that they were feeding us, that Firewing was dead and that everyone was safe, and that people should stop hiding in their basement and get back to work again. But privately, he always said that she was still out there, somewhere deep in the SOX. I'd always thought that he was paranoid, but I was wrong. He knew. So, what does all of this mean? It means that the stories I got from Ghost Rat suddenly sound a lot more plausible. I mean that Firesphinx is definitely alive, and that Adrian's disappearance is unquestionably tied to her survival. It also means that Germany is in deep shit. Yeah! Because if Firesphinx's still alive, it's only a matter of time before it rears its ugly head again. Okay, that's enough for one night. I gotta go get drunk. Don't blame you there, buddy. DVD wraps up 5/15/2033. Look, Adrian, I understand you. Lord knows I do. But you've got to drop this dragon fixation. People are starting to talk. There's a camera cut and you find yourself looking at your young, handsome Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Oh, they're talking, are they? What a terrible shame. So we actually get to see Green Winters being a dick to his brother, or Hermie Vauclair. Damn it, Adrian. This is serious. You're a public figure. You could lose everything if you don't stop these ridiculous fairy tales. If you don't keep these ridiculous fairy tales to yourself. Hermie, my theories are not, as you call them, fairy tales. Dragons are real. I saved Germany from one. Have you forgotten? No, of course not. Everyone knows that you killed Firewing. Stopped. Not killed. Fine, stopped. Whatever. Which swipes the bottle off the table, drains it, and drops to the floor. Call it whatever you want, but Adrian, you're the only one who's still obsessed with the damn things. There aren't that many of them, and they're not taking over the world. Such is the cry of the cancer patient unaware of what's killing him. I'm fine, not to worry. I'll smoke another cigarette. What's the harm? He doesn't see what's happening, but he winds up dead all the same. Now you're just being maudlin. Look, Adrian. You mark my words, Hermie. Within 5 years, corporations, even countries, will fall to these creatures. The worst part is, nobody will care. Oh, people will tut about it. There may be a protest or two, but nobody will actually do anything to stop them. The immortal, all-powerful, utterly pitiless reptiles will seize more and more of our power, wealth, and territory. And we foolish, short-sighted mortals will give it to them. Won't try to get it back. Or something, I don't know. Come now, We could solve the problem, of course, but we, as a species, are unwilling to invest our energy into the problems that aren't staring us in the face. As it was with climate change, so it is with dragons. I've accepted that, but you can't ask me to stop caring about it. You're hopeless, Adrian. Fine. By all means, keep caring. Just keep your conspiracy theories to yourself. I'm telling you this for your own sake. Yes, Hermie, you're right, of course. I mustn't jeopardize my credibility with the masses. It's not just your credibility that I'm worried about. Talk is talk, but sometimes I worry that you're really gonna go back to the SOX. Hermie, Please, big brother, just drop all of this. Stop hunting Firewing and start living your life again. If you don't do it for yourself, then for Christ's sake, do it for me. All right, Hermie, I'll try. All right, second layer screen fills with text. Meet and mate singles dating profile. Oh, wow. Jolly Green Winters. Last active 1/15/54. Male, human, Caucasian. Body type muscular, age 50. Looking for female, HED, athletic, 25 to 30. Human, elven, or dwarf. Okay, gotcha. I'm a fun-loving guy who's also a great listener. I love hiking, clubbing, and all kinds of pets. I'm looking for a cute, funny, adventurous girl who's down to party. I don't respond to profiles without pics. No orcs, no trolls. Sorry, ladies. So yeah, that's all of those. Ooh, that is not great. All right. As you step forward, the rest of your team falls silent. Amzil shifts his attention to you. You can see the worry on his face. Ollamh the Ready. I have new information. I'm afraid the news isn't good. You said so on your comm. Go on, we're listening. 2 years ago, a large shipment of highly lethal radioactive bioweapon disappeared en route to the storage facility in Dresden. The weapon was designated X-15. I have traced the path of the missing shipment. It was delivered to the Hoffeld Manor. Well, that sounds horrible. It is. I've heard of that stuff before. Back in the service, we called it Doom. I've never run across it in the wild, but I've heard enough horror stories to know what I know that I don't want to. The stories that you've heard are correct. This Doom is an extremely dangerous substance. I've been reading up. To this day, the story of doom remains a cautionary tale in biotech circles. Well, yeah, I could see that. They tried to better humanity by opening a portal to hell. Oh no, wait, sorry, different doom. Different doom. Monoclonal antibody. You would think that I would be able to pronounce this after the past couple years, but nope. Certain type of antibody technology is strictly regulated now, and this substance is one of the reasons why. But so what does this stuff do exactly? Doom kills by destroying a host's muscle tissue via radioactive decay. Each individual Doom antibody is bound to a radioactive bismuth 212 isotope. When introduced into a host, these antibodies bind to the surface-level muscle tissue. The tissue is then killed with alpha radiation. This process repeats itself until the host wastes away and dies. Jesus. I've heard that Doom was deployed in a couple of border skirmishes back in 41. After seeing what it did to people up close, the UCAS passed a unilateral ban on the stuff. If that doesn't tell you how bad it is, nothing will. Hello there, Rascalin! Trust me, I understand. The past week has been just, oh my god, with the weather not knowing what the fuck it's wanting to do, yeah, the past week has just been hell. I think I've spent more time sleeping the past week than anything else. Okay, so I hesitate to ask, but what would a dragon want with this track? Nothing good. That much goes without saying. This development worries me, Ollamh. It worries me greatly. Okay, so if the dragon is stockpiling bioweapons, we've got an even bigger problem in hands than we thought. Well, in my book, this doesn't change anything. I mean, it ups the stakes if Firewing's allowed to carry out her plan, whatever those might be. But we're gonna stop her before that happens. That was always the plan. As far as I'm concerned, it's still the plan now. I agree with Dietrich. We need to focus on what's in front of us. Whatever the dragon's larger plans might be, the fact is that she is after us. We shouldn't let ourselves get distracted by anything else. Well, that's easy to say. That is pretty easy to say. Yes, I concur. For the time being, we must continue forward, and that means that you must continue working towards raising Alice's fee. I'll leave the matter in your capable hands, Ollamh the Ready. When you've acquired the necessary funds and are ready to head back into the rabbit hole, let me know. From there, we will discuss our next steps. Good. If you need me, I'll be prepping for the next run. Right behind you there, love. Come on, Glary. Let's go. Now, you never got back to me about Frau Mueller. How did the meeting go? Well, I accepted the job. Any ideas on how to tackle this? She wants me to bring down an entire Aztechnology building. Yes, a few. Frau Mueller has provided us detailed information on the facility. I've vetted the information and it seems to hold up. Based on this intel, I have formulated what I believe will be an effective strategy to bring down the building. According to Mueller's intel, the facility is extraordinarily well guarded. Whatever this bloodline project is, the Aussies have spared no expense in defending it. The facility is patrolled by Az Technology's internal security personnel. On their own, they would pose a challenge, but I don't doubt that you could brute force your way through them. Damn right, we got 2 motherfucking snipers. Unfortunately, they will not be on their own, as Technology has purchased one of Knight Errant's more expensive security contracts as an additional line of defense. So, kicking in the front door is out then. I should say so. I've pulled some strings with an old contact of mine, and he's provided me with an address of a small software developer, OTK International. They write the firmware updates for Knight Errant's comms systems, and their defenses should be considerably weaker than Az Technology's. My contact has informed me that OTK stores an off-site hard copy of every firmware update it develops for data security purposes. My suggestion is this: you hit the offices of OTK International and reduce their computers to slag. In the interim, I will have the hard copy of their next update replaced with a compromised version. When OTK's next update goes live, our compromised version will be pushed out to Knight Errant. When you hit the Az Technology facility, I'll be able to track Knight Errant via their comm links. This should make the run much more manageable. This will get you through the front door of the office park that contains... Oh, he pulls something out. Right. My contact was only able to provide me with 1 card, so you'll need to let the rest of your team in through a side door. Well, now that sounds familiar. All right. Sounds like a plan. Good. OTK's offices aren't far from here. You should take the U-Bahn there when you are ready. Right. But, okay, I was gonna say, Dante, you should be following me. Good, good. Hey, what you need? What you need, boss? Back when we took on the Humanists, you said that you fought in the Night of Rage. I'd like to hear more about that. Alright, boss. We can talk about it. So, I already mentioned that the Berlin punks and anarchists joined forces to fight off the racists, right? And after a long, bloody fight, we beat them. What I didn't mention is how I figured into all of this. Well, I'm an anarchist at heart. Always have been, but at the time, I fit squarely into the punk camp. I was 32 at the time. Messer Kampf was still touring. Not as much as we did when we were kids, but we had a following. I guess I was sort of the eldest statesman of the scene. When we rallied to fight against the racists, my followers came along for the ride. Bunch of young kids, full of piss and vinegar and an immorality of youth. I was full of the good old Dragon Slayer spirit, pissed off and itching for a fight. So I led the kids into the fray. They waded into the riot right alongside of me, yelling and screaming with their fists in the air. I don't remember a whole lot of the fight itself, boss, but I do remember the aftermath. A lot of the kids that followed me had grown up listening to my music. They had all of my attitude, but none of them had my magic. And youthful enthusiasm is no defense against a knife or a handgun. I left the punk scene for all of the reasons I told you, boss. But there's a bigger reason. And I saw it in the kids' broken bodies. This road I'm on, it leads to the grave. I've got the power to make it a leisurely trip. But make no mistake, that's where I'm heading. Well, that's where we're all heading eventually. Those kids tried to follow my footsteps, and they wound up sprinting ahead of me instead. Better for me to stay out of the public eye and stick to the shadows. My stint as a role model was ill-advised. Put any thought to what I said earlier? Yeah, boss, I have. It's an interesting idea, but there are risks. I'm thinking that it might not be the best time to approach him about it. He's the source of my magic, remember? And if our discussion turned into an argument, he could take all of that magic back in a heartbeat. And then where would I be? Look, from what you told me about Dragon Slayer, I don't think he'd like the way you're talking. Since when has he ever encouraged you to back down from a fucking fight, even with him? You got a point there, boss. He wouldn't want me to back down ever, not even from him. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'll ask Dragon Slayer about shifting priorities. I guess you'd say taking on some deserving organization and calling off the hunt for something more impressive than the Firewing. Of course, a fight like that would never really end. I'm never gonna bring down a corp or a pulley club at Ollamh and Lonesome. But maybe that's not a bad thing. It'd take a lot of guesswork out of life. I don't know, boss. If you have any thoughts about this, I'd love to hear them. You know what? No, I think the third choice there is the best. You said it yourself. Why tie yourself to a specific group? I say keep it fluid. Stomp anyone that threatens the flux. Is that what Berlin's all about? Interesting. That's a different approach, but I like it. Hang on a second. I'll ask. Yeah, I think he'd like that plan just fine. That's it? That was all it took? The Dragon Slayer doesn't mince words, boss. If he doesn't like a plan, he'd have told me. Well, boss, I got myself a plan and a new target to book. That's assuming, of course, that any of us make it through our current predicament alive. You know, now that you have a better connection with Dragon Slayer, yeah, you could reach out to your old pals. Yeah, boss. I was thinking the same. Maybe I could give back a bit and fix some of the damage I caused in my misspent youth. After we're finished dealing with the crisis in front of us, that is. Any update on Alexander? Nothing new, boss. He's adjusting. All right, cool. Sounds good. So everybody's got a little something to say, it looks like. Ollamh, this is not the best of times. Her body language is self-assured, but you can hear. Talk to me, Iger. If there's something putting you on edge, I want to know what it is. This. A holographic of a rail-thin orc with jet. Who am I looking at? His name is Yuli Kozlov, but he's better known by his handle, the Engineer. He's a mercenary, Spetsnaz, one of the best in the field. I ran up against him in my KSK days. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Did you get in a fight? Oh, no. His specialties are social engineering and wet work. In practice, he spends most of his time paving the way for organized crime syndicates to seize new territory. He sets up bribes, takes out key members of opposition, forges alliances with existing street gangs, all of the groundless work that a syndicate needs. He's extremely bad news, and my contact spotted him in Shadowrun. Well, that doesn't sound good. That's a little too close to the Cruz Bazaar for comfort. Exactly. I've seen what the engineer can do up close. My KSK unit tracked him a few years ago. I had him in the sight of my rifle, but I was ordered to fire. We couldn't afford to give away our position. To this day, I regret obeying that order, and I saw what happened to the town that he was softening up after the syndicate moved in. Ollamh, I have to stop him before it's too late. What happened to that town? It can't be allowed to happen to Shadowrun. Agreed. Do you know who he's working for now? The safest bet would be Russian syndicate, but there's no telling. His client list is longer than you'd expect. Okay, got any examples? Well, I know for a fact he's working for mafia groups operating inside and outside of Russia. And he put in a lot of time in the Lobavitsky syndicate. He's taking contracts with the Triads as well. My contacts tell me that he's even done a few jobs for Tamanos. It's a hell of a... Alright, so what do? We stop him. Or rather, I stop him. I can't ask you to put off our mission for this, but the engineer needs to be stopped, so I'm going to have to disappear for a run or two. Bullshit! We doing this together, bitch. I know how important it is that we resolve the Firschwing situation. I get it. But I can't just sit back and let this happen. I won't. Look, if the Cruz Bazaar is at risk, this is too important a job to rest on the shoulders of one person. I'm going with you. End of story. Alright, fearless leader. You're right. I could use the help. But the others, they can't know about this. This is going to have to be a quiet job. 2 people max. I'm sure you're prepared for this. If you can't hold up your end, I'd better... don't worry about me. I'm solid. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Grab your things and meet me at Der Wack in the Weinkeller. Weinkeller? Der Wankerler? Wankeler? Wanker. Wankeler. Why is German such a weird fucking language? I've just got a contact who's going to join us there. He can help us figure out our next step. All right, so we are going on a run with Iger. Gloria favors you with a weak smile, her expression cautious. You're suddenly aware of how very small she is. Rude? Very rude. She's not that small. She looks like her head's like, shoulder level on you. That's not that small. Damn. Why, Ollamh the Ready. I've got to admit, I've been dreading this. So, now that you know what I've done, what I am, are you here to tell me off? No, I'm not here to tell you off. Truth be told, wanted to check in and see how you were doing. Not great. Struggling, about as you expect. Look, we left off at a bad place last time. I've been thinking about your story. I have some questions for you. Yeah? What is that? You've escaped from Harrow, but he's still out there. If you're looking to atone for your past, don't you think that shutting him down would be a good place to start? She holds a silence for a long time. Finally, she nods. Yes. I've been thinking about this for a long time, Ollamh. And every time I've gotten close to making a decision, I've turned and run away again. No more running. I'm ready to face this thing, but I can't do it alone. I'm going to need your help. That's the idea! Duh! Alright. If we're going to do this, I need to be clear on what our goal. We need to be clear on what our goal is. There are a lot of innocent people in that place. Lost street kids who got sucked up by Marta and the other girls like her. Saving them won't be easy, but it feels like the right thing to do. But then there's also Harrow to consider. I want the man dead. Lord knows he deserves it, and if we don't make killing him our top priority, he might get away from us. If that happens, if he runs, he'll eventually start up another cult somewhere else, where we can't find him. And all of this will have been for nothing. Well, except for the kids that we save. That'll be something. We're likely to run into other complications as well, so I think that we need to make a decision here, up front. What would you do in my place? Rescue the kids and take Harrow down? Or I don't think we can manage both. Look, we're gonna save the kids first, save the innocent first, and then kill the asshole. But no, I'm not even going to say the ones that are too far gone, because Glory would have been considered one of those people that would have been too far gone back in the day. No, we free the kids first. I hate giving Harrow the chance to escape, but you're right. Saving the kids is what's important. This feels like the path to redemption. This feels right. Glad to hear we're in agreement. When you're ready to go, meet me by the van. It's a long drive from here to Schronbach. Right, I'll get my things. And thank you for everything. So yeah, now we have, alright, any new messages? No new messages. Open job directory. Pending and active. We have... The one active one is the As Technology Sabotage Run. Any keywords that we can do? Any pay data to post? Nope. Okay. Yo, Blitz. Any word on your chick? How'd the whole Emily situation turn out? Turn up anything new? Yeah, well, sorta. It's mostly speculation, truth be told. So what's the deal? Is she working with the Azzies, or what? No, I don't think so. But I do have a new lead. After our talk, I went wading into all of the As Technology matrix hubs that I could find. Nothing too deep, don't worry. I didn't want to set off any alarm bells or anything. I mean, goddamn, I've done that enough. But I had a hunch that if I poked around long enough, I'd find something that might lead me to Emily. Or if you poked around enough and made enough, noise outside of, like, pissing off the actual corp, she might actually, like, find out about you, right? And sure enough, I did. A message came from Genuine Article herself. Wait, she sent you a message? Sure enough, sent me a note. Want to hear what it said? I'll tell you. The note said, and I quote, "Lay off, Blitz. I told you to leave me alone. You've shown admirable self-control over the past year. Please, don't give up on it now. I'll be back when I can, if I can. Until then, keep away from me for both of our sakes." So, I found her, and she wants nothing to do with me. Again, no explanation, no apologies, just a verbal pat on the head. You've shown admirable self-control. Really? She makes it sound like I'm a toddler or something. So, did you lay off like the message said? I mean, come on now. No, she's saying she will be back if she can be back. That is not the same thing as being like, oh yeah, everything's cool. Good boy. Hell no. I wasn't gonna stand for that. Where'd she get off stealing from me and then acting like it was my fault? I tried to trace the message, like any good Decker would. I kind of want to say you're an idiot, Blitz, but no. I know you're used to the word tried. She's good, Ollamh. Better than I ever thought she was. I couldn't trace a damn thing. I could keep digging, though. I mean, if she noticed me doing it before, I must have been close. Now, before you say anything, I was more discreet this time. I can be subtle if I have to. That is up for debate. Nobody noticed what I was doing. And I did find another clue. I hesitate to ask. It's okay, I'll tell you anyway. I found the connection between Emily and Cedar Cope. So, do you think she works for SK then? And that she stole the encrypted data from you to give to them? What? Well, maybe. I don't know, it's confusing. I was also able to track down some message fragments connecting her to Shockenwell and Reighton. So maybe she was an SK moat. And she got close to me so that she could, profit from my decking experience? Or maybe she's actually part of the Shockenweller Reiter group. And she's going into As Technology and SK and turning around and releasing the information that she got from these groups out to the public. That's kind of what they do. Maybe when she told me not to steal that data, she was using reverse psychology. That's gotta be it. She must have wanted me to take it. Then again, maybe she's with Shockenweller Reighton, and she's screwing both Aussies and SK over. If that's the case, then maybe she was with me because she generally wanted to be. He pauses for a moment considering. Then, all at once, he seems to perk up. His chest puffs out, and he nods once decisively. In either case, I should make an effort to find her. I mean, she's playing a dangerous game, whether she's with SK or with Shockenweller Reiter. Maybe she's gotten herself in too deep. She might need help. I mean, why else would she send such a cryptic message? You know what? What if she needs you? Go for it. You're gonna do it anyway. If you don't, you're gonna piss and moan and you're gonna be a little bitch boy for a fucking year because, oh my god, she doesn't want anything to do with it. Why isn't she back? She said she'd be back when it was over, but she's not back. You're right. Of course, you're absolutely right. Besides, it's not like she can send me a distress call, the communications are probably being monitored. I'll bet she spent a whole year waiting for me to come riding into the rescue. Get set, Chief. We're about to witness an event. When my gung-ho personality and legendary skills come together, the whole world stops and takes notice. Yeah, go ahead. I want to see how this plays out. Because it's not going to go, I don't think it's going to go as well as he thinks. You don't have to wait long. I know just the place to hit. The same ass technology data node that I stole the information from in the first place. I already know that I can get past the security, and my gut tells me that I'll find Emily there. Thanks for the encouragement, Chief. I knew this was the right thing to do, of course. But you helped us to quiet any lingering doubts I might have had. And now, if you excuse me, I got a damsel in distress to rescue. Right, you do you, buddy. You do you. We are going to go, and we have a job that we have been putting off for a while now. We've been putting off a while, looking for Gunnari's missing shipment. We've been putting this off for a while. So, can I take, I can't, no, apparently I cannot take, oh, motherfucker. Nope, I cannot take fucking, I can't take the pooch. I wanted to take Dante. Come on, Dante, you get him to sniff something that smells, okay, hey, here's the smell of the person. Find the boy, find the scent, he leads you where you need to go. Bringing a bloodhound would be, bringing a dog on this mission would be fantastic, but no, we do not get a dog. We'll take the muscle. Oh yes, we taking the big bitch. It's a short train ride to Gesundbrunn. You exit the subway car, stepping onto the old, grungy platform. The place is deserted, though signs of life are everywhere. A gaping hole in the ceiling filters cool, hazy light in from above. To your right is a small plot of crops struggles to endure the cold and limited light of the station. Trash and junk litters the platform. It's clear the place hasn't had anything resembling a janitorial staff in quite some time. Somewhere in this old rundown U-Bahn station lies the entrance to the Gesundbrunnen Keys, and hopefully some leads on the whereabouts of Rabengeisters and Gunnari's missing shipment. I don't think we need that much in the way of arms. I really don't. I think we can probably bullshit. If I can't bullshit my way through, I'm pretty sure that Big bitch, big bitch. Yeah, the Iger, big bitch Iger can, I'm pretty sure she is going to be able to, like, fucking plant some faces into the concrete. Well, hello. What are you guarding now? That's far enough, friend. The old man raises his hand, squinting as you approach. To his left, a young orc shifts his weight, resting one hand casually on a pistol on its hip. Bitch, we both got fucking rifles. Both are dressed in what might be considered uniforms, but it's hard to tell for sure. We don't get many visitors down here these days. And you'll forgive me for saying, but, well, don't really look like the type that usually comes through here. He looks fed for one thing. Hey, I'm visiting from Rhine-Rune Megaplex, and my friend Hans said that the market here is second to none. I had to come for myself. Charisma, bitches! I'm one charming motherfucker. Well, maybe a few years ago that was true. These days, well, it's hard times all round, I suppose. But you're welcome to go in, of course, of course. Customers are always welcome. Oh, and talk to Quarren if you want to hear some good stories about the market back in its prime. He's always happy to share a tale or two. Say, have you heard anything about a group calling themselves the Rabbengeister? Gang, huh? Nah, we keep security pretty tight around here. If a gang like that was running stuff through here, we'd know about it. Yeah, you'd know about it. You wouldn't tell me about it, but you'd know about it. Now look, we don't want any trouble around here. On second thought, maybe you should just move along and catch the next train back. Hey, the last thing I want to do is cause any trouble. You look like you have to deal with more than enough of this. Do you mind if I just take a quick look around? Well, alright, I suppose there's no harm in that. Just watch yourself, okay? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I'm parched. Oh, you're thirsty? Are you thirsty? Oh, poor baby. Hi, goldfish. Ooh, is that a fox or a really big rat on your head? 'Cause I'm not too sure. Hey, kiddo, share a drink with me? Sure, if you're buying. Awesome! Unfortunately, there weren't a lot of options around here. They got beer, homebrew gin, and schnapps. Pick your poison. I'll have a beer? Sure thing, guy. So, what's a guy like you doing in a place like this? I'm just traveling through. I heard there was a market, but, well, just look at this place. So I'm having a drink with this fine gentleman here, then I'm moving on. Where are you from? California Free State. Doing the whole Europe tour thing, you know? Besides getting me out of that hellhole, it's been a real good learning experience. Had some good fun, made some good friends. But it's a hellhole everywhere these days. Can't drink enough to forget the things that I've seen. I'm all for communication, anarchy, and free love, but sometimes the F-States goes a little too far. What do you mean? It's just the things that the things like the turf wars and the racists and junk, you know, those humanist assholes, unpleasant. But, you know, that shit aside, I like the state. I like the idea of a state without the man. Listen, my name's Goldfish. What's yours? Ollamh already. Nice to meet you. Now that I've said my bit, what are you doing in a place like this? Oh, I came here for the market like you. At least there's alcohol, said the hole, ma'am. Whatever it is, I'll drink more to it. Well, actually, I'm kind of looking for the Rabbengeister. Raven ghosts? Raven ghosts? Might be anything. Oh, okay. So Rabbengeister. A geist does mean ghost, so it would be like Robin Ghost, Raven Ghost. Okay. I need sunlight too. I like the joke about photosynthesis, but it just gives me so much energy. Energy these people don't have anymore. Well, yeah, I mean, they're probably... I would imagine that they would need, you know, they're taking vitamin D supplements, I would hope. Otherwise, man, they are fucked. Maybe I've been down here long enough. Maybe I'm a ghost too. Alright, that's it, Fraulein. You're officially cut off. Your total is 36 new yen. Can I at least buy something for my friend here? He's been talking to me a bit, hasn't had anything. No, you're cut off. I don't want you even sipping out of it. Dude, chill! Forget I asked. Sorry I couldn't get you anything else, but thanks for being a pal. My pleasure. And if I have that beer, do I have that beer? Do I have the beer? Do I have a beer? I have an Islay Scotch. Oh, right, I have the Islay Scotch from the previous run. Can I give Mr. Orc here no, I can't. Fuck! I was wanting to give him a beer so that he might tell me something. Like, come on, dude. Give me some info. Oh, hello. There's a dresser. Nothing of value, though. Right. Well, there's a lot of shit to look at here. Let's see here. Looks like something died in here. Probably. There's surface access that's welded shut. Probably an attempt to keep security tight. There's an odd merchant. Yes. Hello there, newcomer! I have an exciting and rare weapon for you to peruse. Instruments of death of all sorts that you'll not find anywhere else in Berlin. You care to take a look around? Let's see what you have. You have a slapdash pistol, a Defiant Super Shock. Is that like a normal? Is that like a normal shock, but with like nails? I don't know. I don't think I want to know. You know, doesn't seem like there's much around here. You know, what's with the shoddy-looking pistol? Exquisite, is it not? The work of a master craftsman who used to live here. Forged some of the finest slug throwers you'll find this side of the Atlantic. And at this price, it's a steal. I'm sorry, some of the... Nope. Looks like a piece of junk to me. The discerning customer you are. Well, I have many more traditional weapons for a man of your taste. Not much here that would interest me. Ah, well, it's been lean pickings lately around these parts. And on top of that, there's the militia. They're mostly, they need most of the best pieces to keep us safe. Still, I've got some reliable weapons for home defense. I don't need home defense. Ooh, wait, what's back here? The crate appears to have been hastily pried open. There's partial torn shipping label on its side. Oh, that was one of ours. Just looking for, you know what? There's a crate behind your shop, man. That looks like it was marked for delivery to the Cruise Bazaar. You wouldn't happen to know anything. No? I don't know anything about crates. Looking for backup? It's just us here, friend. Okay, look. Yeah, the Robin Geister came yesterday, asked me to move the rest of these medical supplies. Then they disappeared. I don't know where they went. I mean, hey, I gotta make a living, right? Look around here. They leave me with this kind of score. I'm grateful. Already sold most of it in less than a day. Plenty of folks around here need a real medical supplies. All right, I told you what I know, so we're cool, right? I don't know anything else. Relax, I believe you. Times are tough. I'm sure that these people are needed. Look, if you're looking for the Rabengeist, try the old information kiosk on the other side of the market. I've seen some people coming and going through there. Well, thank you. Finally, somebody who's like, trying to fucking help. The militia captain. Hi, Mr. Militia Captain. Guten Tag. You look like you keep a close eye on the keys. Have you seen any shipments of weapons pass through here recently? No, I would have noticed. Well, alrighty then. More crates. There's a bathroom that has definitely seen better days. There's scuff marks on the floor. Well, now inspect seems a small scene. Maybe we should ask around. This looks like the place, so I'm sure someone might spill beans. You know what? Yo, pop it open. Just fucking pop it open. We're gonna save real quick, though. We are gonna save real quick. Because it does good to save before going down into, down into the, Hi. I'm Quarren. Quarren, I was told to talk about to you. You should have named if you're gonna be named, the Raven Ghosts, you should be named Quoth. If the Rabengeist wished to be found, we'd open up a fucking cafe. So what do you want of us, stranger? State your piece. I'm from the Cruz Bazaar. You stole a shipment of supplies bound for our keys, and we want it back. He stares you down for a long moment, then breaks into a chuckle. Guess we were a little careless with this one. I figured with Monica Schaffer gone, the Cruz Bazaar would be an easy score. So that's why you're here? We stole your supplies, now you want them back? It's about right, yeah. Which I completely understand, stranger, believe me. But unfortunately, we need those supplies more than you do. So I will have to graciously decline your offer to relieve us of your property. Yeah, I can see that things are hard around here, but I have to look out for my own keys. That shipment belongs to us. Not from where I'm standing. Look, there's no need for bloodshed. I tell you what. Seems like you know what it's like to look out for keys like this. It's not easy, right? We provide for these people a haul like that shipment keeps gushing our keys from going hungry just a little bit longer. It's our home. These are our people. I suspect you feel the same about the Cruz Bazaar. So I'm prepared to let you let you leave, just like that. Knowing our little secret and everything. In return, all you need to do is walk away. Just walk away and forget this ever happened. So what do you think, stranger? You know what? I think in the Flux, folks like us used to stick together. Why stay strangers? You might be able to come to an arrangement that can benefit both of our Gizes. Gize, I'm listening. You and our supplies, we'll send you a shipment of extra rations in exchange. We agree to a truce of sorts. I see. That's an interesting offer, friend. The rations alone probably don't match the price of the weapons, but, well, food is in short supply around here. Exactly. You don't have to sell the weapons to get the food. You just have to not steal our weapons and we give you food. And this alliance, what do you propose? We agree to stay out of each other's way, and maybe we find an opportunity to help each other out in the future. Very well, I suppose that's worth the price of a crate of guns. Your medical supplies have already mostly gone, I'm afraid, but the weapons shipment is still being held in the locker at the Frankenfurter Tor. I'll have it sent back to the Cruise Bazaar immediately. And you'll deliver those rations? Look, take the tunnel to the Cruise Bazaar and talk to Paul Amsel. He runs an import-export shop not far from the U-Bahn station. Tell him I sent you, and he'll take care of the rest. Well, well. Maybe things are looking up around here. I suppose friends and enemies both can be found in strange ways here in the Flux. Glad we could have this talk, Warren. I'll be going now. You can see yourself out. Take care, stranger. So there we go. That has the weapons back to our keys. That's got the weapons being sent back to our keys. And, yeah. And we're going to give them rations and food and stuff like that, which they can't really grow because they're all underground. So, really, we're kind of helping them out. It's one of those things where it's like, look, if you work together, everybody benefits. Everybody gets a little bit better. You emerge from the U-Bahn station and out onto the familiar streets of the Cruise Bazaar. That energy here is a stark contrast to the weary, slowly drowning mood of the other. The Krusenberg is an island of hope, afloat still amidst the dangerous currents of the Flux state. But it would take much for it to capsize. Time to find Gunnari and tell him the news. Hey, Gunnari! Gunnery? Gunnery? Welcome back. You still need some weapons? Some ammunition, perhaps? Look, I took care of the whole thing with the Rappengeister. They won't be hijacking your shipments anymore. Yes, this much is already known. The missing shipment arrived just before you did, although I barely caught a glimpse of who was delivering it. How were you able to manage this? I made an arrangement with their leader. I agreed to return the weapons. And you've accomplished all this through diplomacy? Interesting. It is not how I would have done it, but perhaps that is for the best. Here is your payment as promised. Should you need any new weapons, thanks to you, I have some new merchandise. Yes, let's see what you've got. Do you have a new sniper rifle? Let's see here. Where are... Okay, there's our sniper rifle. Okay, you have the... No, you really don't have anything new No, you really don't have anything new or exciting for me. How about outfits? We've got the security vest, which I think, if I remember right, +1 close combat, +5 HP. I don't do close combat. Actually, I kind of do the opposite of close combat. Actually, you know what? I do want to check out what you have, but not as far as buying. I want to sell. I want to sell the secure clothing. The Mossberg Smart Link. The boom boom. The boom boom throw. Trying to remember, who the hell would you sell the booze to? What's up with the bandages on your hand? Fought a spirit with your bare hands? So yeah, look, I gotta go. I'm out. I'm out. I'm not even fucking. Der Winken Cellar? Wait, what's out here? What's this? What is this way? Hello? Wait, Iger? Oh, are you Iger's? Are you Iger's? Are you Iger's? Contact? I bet you are. I bet you are. Yeah, because it look. Yes. She did tell us to go this way, didn't she? So look, I don't believe we met. Look, she wasn't just my boss. She was my friend. Look, I'm not getting involved with you, lady. You are a stone cold fucking bitch. I'm just looking for, I want to offload the fucking booze. I have like this bottle of high grade booze. I want to sell it to somebody, okay? Can I sell it to somebody? Can I please? Hey, Sammy. Sam. How's Alexander doing? He is adjusting. How's Silk doing? Yes, she mentioned you sent her. Well, she sent me a message saying that everything was fucking grand. She was like out and done, out of her program and stuff, so. Yeah, you're not gonna. You know what? Maybe selling it in the cafe? Kami? Hey, remember me from the cafe? Name's Cami. What? Are you looking for something? Well, who you are for one thing. Depends. Anything I should be looking for? Volunteering information, bad for business. Unless Untug wants me to tell you something that's rare. Right, he's not afraid to use it either. Not in the slightest. Since you just moved here, I have some advice. If you haven't guessed already, he's got his fingers in a lot of pies. Well, that's rude. I see. Look, what? What exactly did you hear about him? Nothing too serious, just that you got to do a lot of work. And too, which is nice. Aren't there child labor laws around here? Chill out, I meant that it can't be hard to live for life as a kid. Well, it's just that you're probably more. There's probably more stories that are hard to hear. Wow. Chill, kid. You're just a little wet behind the ears. That's all. Look, do you know where I can I sell somebody this booze? Look at Duer. Yeah, it's the late Monica Schaefer's replacement. Good. Let me get this right. Business. My organization would like to retain your services in the immediate future, but first, we're going to ask you to go on a little trial run, an audition of sorts. to prove that you're the right man for the job. Assuming that you complete the trial run to our satisfaction, we will offer you the variety of simple tasks. All these should be achievable in the course of your everyday business. For each task that you complete, you'll be rewarded handsomely, and there will be a bonus if you finish them all. Sure, fuck it, I'm in. Now then, to the task at hand, Alan Shire, Senior Manager of Hermes Eurocom, and respected figure in this community. My organization has no more desire to see Berlin fall to the corporation than you do. However, we are hesitant to act on our suspicions without proof, and you want me to get the proof. I like your initiative, but no, nothing so crude as that. You will meet with a team that I've arranged for you, and with their assistance, you will plant surveillance devices in his apartment. Sounds simple enough. Okay, so we need to plant surveillance equipment around. Hi, yes, business really is picking up. Yada 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 yada. I don't need. Look, I recently procured a bottle of 50-year-old Islay Scotch. Would you perhaps be interested in acquiring it from me? Inlay, you say? Might I examine the merchandise? Quite a little treasure that you have found. I'm sorely tempted to ask from where? Hey, all right, 400, 500. Since it's only supply in town. Thank you. Okay, so 500 extra new yen just for the bottle of scotch. I like it, Dad. Now, that was I'm pretty sure that was officially a side mission. So we shouldn't have to go through and talk to everybody again, right? No. Okay, good. All right. Well. Pet pop. Pet pop. Pet pop. Good puppy. Good puppykins. I like the puppykins. Anything new in the inbox? Anything new in the jobs? Nope, we still just have that one. How is, so we're at 40,000, we need 50,000. All right. There's really not much else. So, we're going to go back out to the main lobby here. Right. That's where we're supposed to meet. We're supposed to meet Glory by the fan. But I think next time we're actually going to work on Iger's. We're going to go on Iger's run. We're going to go on Iger's run because why the hell not? That sounds like a good place to go. You know, make sure that the other person who is a good sniper is satisfied. We want to keep her happy. We don't want her going off on her own. We do not want her going off on her own and, you know, and like, you know, not being around. Anyway, as always, thank you guys very much for watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to press the subscribe button. If you like the video, don't forget to press the like button. If you want to be kept up to date of when we go live and stuff like that, make sure to ring the bell. But also check out the social media links down below. The Facebook page and the Twitter account, where I always make sure to post when we go live and stuff like that. There's also the permanent invite for the Discord server, so that you can come and hang out and talk with all the rest of us insane individuals. If you want to help the channel out, there are options down below. The Ko-fi page for a one-time donation and the Patreon page for ongoing donations. Every little bit helps. Doesn't matter how little. Everything helps. All of that so that you can stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions. Cheerio!